Hey guys, I'm at home. It's Saturday and it's still Golden Week break for me. So I saw a question about teaching kids online and teaching college students. So actually, have I tried teaching kids online? That's actually going to start next week from the 12th. I decided to take the hit and sent a notice out to all my students and their parents if they have, you know what I mean. Saying that classes are going to be online for the month of May. I had mixed feelings about it because I felt like sometimes the best policy is to just ignore what's happening and just keep on keeping on, which is what a lot of businesses in Japan are doing. Except convenience stores, like they're taking measures. They have these like transparent vinyl sheets hanging down from the ceiling, so and they come to about I don't know or so, or I guess that's like 30, 40 uh, from the top of the counter, so you can just like put your basket or whatever in there. But for the most part, most places are open, um, etc. So my thinking was, okay, if I do go online, there's probably going to be a number of students who, their parents don't have computers or it's just kind of too troublesome, and it's really just a month, so they're probably just going to say, screw it, we'll see you next month. Um, but if I don't go online, I might get even more students to um, not come. So it was kind of a weird decision to make. But a local school has been around a little bit longer than I have. It's going fully online, and a lot of schools in the bigger part, busier parts of Japan, the main corridor like Tokyo, Osaka, um, have been online since some of them actually mid-March. So finally, I said, okay, do it, just do it, and see how it goes. So far, all of the students who said they weren't coming this month have still confirmed that even though I'll be going online, they're still not coming. So I didn't get any of that revenue back. And kind of ironically, I've had two students say that they don't really have the setup to join, so they're not coming either. Um, so that's that. I haven't taught any classes yet, so we'll see how that goes. I have been teaching, should say, I have been teaching one class remotely for a few years now. They were a family that were here in town, and then they moved to Canada for a year, and they came back to Japan to a different prefecture, and the kids said, "Oh, we want Trevor Sensei." They didn't want to go to any other local school, so I thought, okay, that's kind of flattering, and so I've been doing that with them, but they're a bit more advanced than typical elementary school kids. So I'm able to use reading and other websites that would be just way above most kids here in town. So I'm gonna probably devote a good part of first day back um, to putting together some resources. A lot of textbooks these days actually have online resources, so I'll be looking at that and trying to design some games. It's really only 3 weeks, so 3 classes for each kid. So we'll have to see. Um, and then there's the payment issue as well. There's a lot to work out, but I've taken the plunge, so I can't back out now. It would just be kind of weird for everybody, I think. So, and that was so the second one, teaching college kids. Um, so it's unless they're English majors, um, teaching college kids is really very similar to teaching elementary school kids, especially the first year kids in university, because they're super excited and it's fun. It's really easygoing. You just kind of set up some basic partner drills and then uh, explain kind of target points and a lot of the lesson just involves kind of walking around, making sure people are doing what they've been asked, and kind of keeping it light and interesting for everybody. They're all required to take a certain amount of English on top of their normal coursework. So a lot of them are, especially like in the medical students and stuff, they're amazingly busy. So I try to just keep it in the class, make sure they're learning some English and practicing it. It's a nice change of pace from dealing with elementary school kids all the time. So that's pretty cool. But the whole thing, and actually right now the college students, the university lessons are online using Zoom, which just is really impractical because you can't have 50 people practicing at once, partnered up. It would sound like a bunch of birds or something. And then if you put them in the breakout rooms, it takes a long time to go around to all of them. But it's better than nothing, and if I didn't have this, if the university hadn't decided to take classes online, um, it would be a very, very lean month. So I'm glad for that. But in light of all of this, I'm really redoubling my efforts to become either a software engineer um, proper, or find a position where I'm kind of working with customers and engineers. There's a lot of that actually. Customer support engineer, where you'll get a ticket from a customer, and then you have to kind of work with the development team and have some familiarity with the documentation and stuff. So I probably will always be involved with ESL in Japan, just because it's such an easy thing to get into, and there's certain kind of niche classes and things that are just a really, really, really good money um, for the work involved. But as I've said so many times before, I don't know about the future of it. I've been doing it long enough now where I kind of feel like I kind of want to do something else with my life, and I don't want to look back and be like, yeah, I kind of just didn't challenge myself after about 10 years living here. I just stopped challenging myself and, taught English until I was 60. That's not something I want to do. So um, I'm I'm focused, putting a lot more time into passive study and building apps and networking and applying to jobs. Um, so just gotta do that for like the next year, maybe two. Just every day, put in a couple hours, combination of study and coding and networking and applying for jobs. And eventually, the rule of numbers will deliver some kind of opportunity. So it's funny how easily time can pass, and how it's how easy it is to get distracted. And then you come back on the course and like, oh my god, I lost so much time. So that's where I'm at now. I think the coronavirus pandemic has been a global wake up call as much as a global inconvenience. I got lucky here. A lot of the schools in busier areas in Japan just closed. So they either went online or they just closed. And it's pretty scary, when you see that. It's kind of like when you're about to cross the street and a car just in front of you. Like, oh man, that was really close. So it's time to really get serious and make some changes. I mean, I may end up, well, whatever job I do get is going to be remote for sure. I'm not going to drag my family up to Tokyo, or move back to the States by myself or something crazy. Um, but it may end up being, I might not have quite as much free time as I do now. Um, but the truth is, when you have a lot of free time, like a lot, and you don't have a very strict schedule, and your job isn't very challenging, you tend to get lazy, and you don't use your time as well as you could. So um, we'll have to see. I mean, I doubt I'll end up in a situation that's worse, but I may end up in a situation that's not as much fun. Sorry, I've got a phone call here. Hey, mochi mochi. わかりました。隣の森本に置いてもらってもいいですか？はい。ありがとうございました。どうも、はい、失礼します。Um, so delivery, and that I always send it to my school because that way you can get the receipts and stuff, have your business address, so it's much easier for them to be tax write-offs, which is really, really, really helpful. Because if you're not careful about that, you can end up paying so much money. Anyways, so that's, yeah, okay. That's the answer to the questions. Teaching online is probably never going to be as effective as teaching in person with kids because they need a lot of in-person presence and distraction and games, and they like to touch stuff and draw. And so I'm glad, hopefully, really hopefully, it'll only be 3 classes because I don't want to keep doing this. What are you going to do? So thanks for the question. I'm so sorry. I know I want to say Ian for your name. I guess it's a very unique spelling. You bring it up here. Eoghan. And we're friends on Facebook and everything. And I just that spelling is so hard to pronounce for me. So please let me know how to spell it, and I'll remember it this time. Okay. Thanks for watching.